I got conkers.
Have you now?
Yeah.
Do you have a special treatment that you apply to the conkers?
I just put them in vinegar for a bit, so they smell like vinegar.
Old school.
Yeah. Makes them soft though. But
I think
that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it is, because it stops them from breaking so easily. You don't want them brittle. So you put them in the oven, cook them.
It's like they don't hit as hard, but that doesn't matter. Like You want the Rocky of conkers.
Yes,
You could take a pummeling.
yeah, just take an absolute hammering. But yeah, I don't know, I think one of them I left in a bit long. And he started growing like some sort of like snot on him. Well, it was just like snot.
Is this the guy who started growing
snot? You started growing snot, that one and that one. And I think what the problem was is like this bit was floating just above the vinegar.
So it created a thing around it.
Yeah. Whereas these ones were fully submerged.
It would just be the filth that was on the conker.
Probably.
Right? Just gathering.
But yeah. I like these, they're nice.
Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a coherent cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
And I'm Carl Noble.
And, well, here we are again.
Yeah, we're back.
We're going to revisit our family men, Porky and Daffy Duck. They've settled down, Cal.
Yeah, well, one has a family that he knows is his. The other one thinks he has a family that he thinks is his.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But I mean, there again, is Porky married to his lady? He's not. I think
he's not. But like, she's definitely trying something.
Yeah,
like,
she's trying to pull the wool over his eyes.
Yeah, and obviously we've got to view Daffy's daffiness in a whole new light now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids. He's got a wife.
Yeah, how many kids? Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I think it was 4.
4, and a
wife who has a speech impediment.
I don't think his wife, but we thought his wife hadn't passed the Charles test.
Yeah, could be that.
It was maybe he's with someone from before. He's purchased her some clothes and put some glasses on.
There you go, love. Have a dress.
But yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But we've got to view his daffiness in the light of the fact that he has kids now.
Yeah, I wonder if he calms down from this point on.
Well,
because he was pretty far gone.
Yeah,
he was right up there.
Yeah, I mean, like his behaviour was already unacceptable most of the time, now,
oh god, it's just going to get worse.
I don't think it's going to be good because he was pissed as a fart in that.
Yeah, he really was. So are
we
we thinking he developed an alcohol problem during that? Because I've never seen him drinking beforehand.
Maybe that's what keeps him on the level.
What, the alcohol? Just
like he's useless, but like he's not a psychopath.
Yeah,
maybe it's like Bender in Futurama, where he doesn't have alcohol, he's just got a rusty beard.
Oh, yeah. Well, can ducks get a 5 o'clock shadow?
I'm sure they'll find a way.
I mean, if Bender can get a 5 o'clock shadow,
exactly.
I'm sure Daffy can.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way.
Well, they must be able to, because I've seen them with like mustaches and beards and stuff.
That's true.
So, but they're going to. I always assume they were stick
false?
On.
Yeah,
I always assumed they were stick on.
Yeah, I don't know. So we had also, I can't remember if it was last episode or the episode before, we had a surprise appearance of Happy Rabbit. He wasn't listed in our list as a character there.
Yeah.
And he was there. This one, Happy Rabbit is listed with one John Sourpuss.
John Sourpuss.
And Porky's going to be in just for a cameo.
I know, it's weird. It's the first time we've ever seen him, like, not as kind of main.
He's either the guy or he's not in it.
Yeah. Weird.
Maybe they've made some, amendments to his contract.
Maybe he's taking a bit of time off to spend time with the kid.
Maybe he can't come in for a full episode, but they've still got to keep the brand going.
Yeah, paternity leave.
Because they're worried that we'll all stop watching if we don't have Porky. They're going to try Happy Rabbit out for a bit.
As a main character. So
is this the first time he's been the main? Is this the first time he's been the main character? Because the other one had Egghead. And Egghead was the main character.
Egghead was the main. So yeah, I think this is the first time Happy Rabbit's come in as kind of our main character. So I'm thinking that
it can't be far off.
Porky's away on paternity leave. He's coming in doing, just earning a little bit of money from his little cameos. So they're like, oh, who are we going to get? We can't have Daffy as the main character because he's now a family man.
Yeah.
No one knows where Gabby is these days. So let's bring Happy Rabbit in, and who's that fella? Oh, John Sourpuss. Let's get him in. They're just reading down the list. They're in the S's. I'm guessing they do alphabetical for last name. And they're like, right, John Sourpuss's turn.
They just shut their eyes to the phone book.
Yeah, go.
Right. Well, let's find out how it goes for him.
Yeah.
We're watching Harem Scarum from August 12th, 1939. Watch along.
That was interesting.
Certainly some evolution going on there.
Yeah, he's definitely much more bugs now, isn't he?
He is. He's got gloves.
He's got feet.
Yellow gloves at the moment,
Yeah.
which, I'm sure...
I mean, he might have different pairs.
Yeah, he's always white gloves in my memory, though.
Yeah. He's definitely got Bug's feet now.
Yeah, he's got Bug's feet. He's pretty much at Bug's voice.
Yeah, pretty much. He's still sounding quite daffy, and his laugh was definitely Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
Which
I think we'll see a lot of Woody Woodpecker laugh.
Yeah, I think
early
so.
On. So, the episode mainly revolves around Happy Rabbit doing what Bugs does best, which is tormenting Hunter.
Yeah, which is John Sourpuss.
With a lot of contraptions. He didn't have a lot of contraptions before, so he's definitely getting into character as well.
Yeah, he's doing well. So he does like different personas. So he's the Doctor at one point.
Yeah,
and he's doing his dress up.
He's good with props.
First, dressing up as a lady animal.
Yeah, it wasn't a lady rabbit like Bugs was known for, but it was a lady dog. I wonder if that's like the equivalent of being sort of like a furry.
Yeah.
Like, because the dog was definitely just a dog.
It was. It wasn't a sentient.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think I have seen anybody doing the sub-dom thing with dogs other than Porky.
That's Porky's specific voice.
Yeah, that's his bag.
Yeah. But yeah, what's interesting is that it's been a definite sort of slow transition for Happy Rabbit towards this. It wasn't like he was a rabbit and then he snapped and he was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
He was a rabbit, presumably, that snapped, had its moment, became Happy Rabbit, and is slowly...
Yeah, he's slowly finding out who he is.
Yeah.
Like the more he does, the more adventures he goes on, the more he learns about himself.
Yeah, he's just becoming more attuned to maybe this new life, right?
Yeah. I am wondering though, like, do you think he's found those gloves? Because he clearly hasn't sat his trouser test. Because, like, the amount of toon powers he's using...
He is, yeah.
I'm assuming Porky probably would have, put him onto some sort of Big Brother program.
But then he's not in the city.
He's not in the city. But he doesn't strike me as somebody who's sat his trouser test yet. I'm not sure.
No, he doesn't. But I'm just thinking...
So I'm thinking he's found those gloves. I don't think he's been, given them legally.
Yeah. Oh, he was government rejected.
He was government rejected.
He had it stamped on his foot. So he has tried to take his trouser test.
Because that's it. Like that government rejection stamp, it never said... I mean, there was the idea that it was because of the meat.
Yeah, so he shows you his foot at one point, and when he's giving his sob story to John Sourpuss when he's about to shoot him. And, he's got a government inspected rejected stamped on the bottom of his foot.
Yeah. There you go. So he's tried and failed.
Yeah.
And then I think he's nicked some gloves. That's what
I reckon he did it on his way out of the government building.
I think he saw them on some sort of coat rack and went, whoop, I'll have them, put those ones on, which is why he had yellow ones.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones he nicked. Maybe marigolds. And he's like, I quite like what these are doing.
You think he was
What's he
wearing
hiding?
Some rubber gloves?
Yeah, I think he's wearing marigolds.
Yeah.
I think they're the toon equivalent of marigolds.
Yeah.
What's he hiding under them?
It's another Porky's foot.
Yeah. What's under those gloves?
Alien tentacles.
You reckon?
No.
Like the face of Cthulhu on each hand.
I don't know. I think because he can definitely use his hands like human hands, so they're not like rabbit paws anymore.
No,
they must be.
They must have. I mean, they look like kind of the classic like kind of 3 fingers and thumb sort of.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see.
If he ever takes them off,
because he took off a pair of gloves, but he just had his other gloves on.
That's double classic.
Gloves.
Yeah, he's double gloved it, hasn't he?
Yeah. The other thing I wondered about is John Sourpuss. This is, so far as we can tell, his only appearance.
He's
quite Elmer Fudd-like, but he's got hair.
Fudd-like.
But he's also quite Egghead-like.
He's got purple eyes.
No, but he's got the.
Yeah, he's got that going around. But there again, I think that makes him look more evil.
Yeah, but it's the nose.
Yeah.
It's the separate colour nose that makes him look like an egghead.
It is definitely Egghead-esque. So, I mean, is this
the transitional period?
See, I was thinking...
Because he's got hair, but he did finish that episode bouncing around on his head, and maybe that causes him to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a wig.
Could have been a wig like it would be if he were an egghead.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is it's going to be one or two things. It's either going to be the egghead we know that becomes Elmer, and he's just trying his hand at a bit of, hunting out in the real world now that he's potentially done his trouser test. And he's got himself all dressed up, and he thinks that's the way he has to act.
Yeah.
And realises, that's not working out too well for me, and then becomes Elmer. Or it's a different egghead.
Does an egghead take... Would he need to take a trouser test? Just because I only ask because we know he's going to wind up looking pretty human.
Yeah.
And as a result, his current place of belonging is the other side of the demarcation line, right?
Yeah. I mean, no egghead has previously taken a trouser test because they just don't live long enough.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been a need.
Yeah,
so it's possible that he's falling under the...
He won't be in the city. Does the trouser test apply the other side at all? Or will people just think he's a human? If he makes it.
Yeah, because he does end up looking rather human, doesn't he? So he might slip by.
That's it. I don't think it's going to be necessary. Because people won't presume he's an animal who's had a moment.
Yeah.
They'll just presume he's a person.
All along.
Yeah. Only one way to find out. We'll have to get to
yeah, we'll have to...
the first Elmer episode. But next up we have a bit of a dilemma. There are two things I want to raise. One, the last episode was the 12th of August, 1939.
Yeah.
If we go by our standard rule, skip to the next one with, recognisable named characters, it'll be September 2nd, 1939, which is the day after Hitler invaded Poland.
It's a hell of a jump, and there's a lot of important things happened in that time to just gloss over it. And I mean, that speaks to the fact that there was no shows between those times except this one.
Yeah, it was heating up a bit. We had more on your plate.
Yeah.
But the other issue we have is that the next episode, Detouring America, even though it doesn't have any recognisable characters in it, it was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Picture in 1939.
I mean, that means it's got to be reasonable.
Yes, but is it going to add anything? That's the question. Is it going to add anything to the lore? It's only one way to find out. We'll just keep it short if it's shite.
I think it'd be remiss of us to not watch it.
Okay. Also, last time we tried to watch the Sniffles episode, we couldn't find it. So
yeah, that's true. So we might need this bit to flesh it out a bit.
Yeah, maybe. All right, we're going to watch Detouring America. It's the first one we've watched without any characters in it. And that's August 26th, 1939.
That felt longer than 7.5 minutes.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, God.
That did not have... it didn't have a good thread running through it at all.
Oh.
It was just a lot of bits. A lot of little bits.
I mean, to be honest, we should have known. Yeah. Tex Avery, no name characters. How was that nominated for an Academy Award? I can't imagine it won. Otherwise, on there it would have said won.
We've watched better cartoons from 1939.
Yeah, much better. And none of them were nominated for an Academy Award.
It's a farce, the whole thing.
Oh, God, they need to have a word with themselves back in 1939. It was
directionless. I don't know what was going on there. It sort of felt like it was like sort of an educational video for toons about our world.
Yeah, but wrong. Weird.
And it had, obviously, your token Tex Avery racism in the middle.
That was... next?
Yeah, we'll skip that.
Yeah.
Forget it. Let's see about Sniffles, a.k.a. Fievel.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll find it.
So, yeah, we couldn't find the last time last time we tried to find a Sniffles episode. We'll see if we can find this one. The next one up is Little Brother Rat.
So this is just after war was declared.
Yeah. Hitler invaded Poland yesterday.
Yeah.
This is September 2nd, 1939. was a good owl.
Oh mate, that is possibly my new favourite character. Just the little baby owl, just like woot woot woot, like his little head.
I like the little eyes. Like the way his head would sort of squeeze, like his head was just a squeaky toy.
Yeah, so it's like some invisible man was going woot. You can't see, but
he's making a squeezing action.
Yeah,
as if he's squeezing a small owl.
Yeah, woot. Or Spice Weasel.
A Spice Weasel.
Bam!
Give a blast from your tiny owl.
Yeah, I really like that. That, realistically, should have been the one that was nominated for an Academy Award, because the camera angles, the silhouette work, the acting, like that. Oh, mate.
There was quite a gravitas to the grown-up owl.
I know. I mean, like, to a mouse, an owl would be scary.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it would help if we described what actually happened in the episode.
Give it a go.
So, Sniffles.
Yeah.
5-0. I'm doing quotation marks again. Sniffles nicks a whisker from a cat in the house.
Yeah.
And he takes it back to all his mice buddies. And there's one stood up on a podium. And he's basically marking off, I don't know, maybe on some sort of mouse treasure hunt. Yeah, there's a list of names and a list of items.
Yeah, I think he's like a master, like, considered sort of a master thief.
Yeah. So Sniffles has ticked off everything. The cat whisker is the second to last one, and then an owl egg is the last thing he needs to get. So he goes off, hunting for an owl egg, goes up to the owl house, and lo and behold, there's an egg. Big blue egg. And tries to nick it. Owl's looking rather scary, but asleep. He's being all tiptoey off. Big owl awake. Tells him to put the egg back. And rather aggressively throws him out the door, but that's fair enough. He was trying to nick his egg. And yeah, then the egg hatches. Little owl fella comes out. Thinks that Sniffles is its mom, dad, big brother, something. You know, mouse friend. Making all sorts of little cute hoots. Oh, that was a hard thing. That was a hard thing to say. Cute hoot. Cute hoot. Yeah. So then
they're chased by the cat.
Chased by the cat, who's been hunting Sniffles ever after pulled the old whisker out.
Sniffles legs it.
Does.
But he can't leave the little owl, so he goes back and sort of grabs the little owl, runs off. Grown-up owl deals with the cat, but he's very thankful to Sniffles for, saving the owl.
Yeah.
And he gives him the egg, sort of tied up with string, back together, so he can take it back to his mouse buddies and complete his challenge.
Yeah, but then little owl pops out of it. Again, right at the end, little.
I think it's the same one. I think it's the same owl.
I think it is. Demonstrating its true powers by getting into sealed eggs.
Yeah.
Wood.
But,
I loved that. That was great.
It was a good one.
Enjoyed it.
It didn't answer much. We also watched a bit of a trailer for
Five Will Goes West.
American Tale, Five Will Goes West.
Yeah.
To compare voices, and it's not too far off.
It's reasonable.
He sounds a little older, because he sounds very, very kiddie in the episode.
Yes, yeah.
But
it was difficult to find this episode though.
Yeah, again, they don't
want
us watching the Sniffles episode.
I think what happened is there was the Sniffles episode. Sniffles went off and became Fievel. And basically, and they're trying to bury it. Yeah, I think they're just like, no, we're none for you. Like, if you're just going to run off for the big money,
then we don't want people getting royalty off the Sniffles.
Exactly. So they've hidden them, they've broken them apart, and they've hidden them in the four corners.
Yeah, we had to watch that in three pieces.
We did.
Which still didn't feel as long as Detouring America.
Oh no.
So. Yeah.
I'd rather have watched Ben Birdie again than Detouring America, and that's saying something. That nearly broke me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to watch Ben Birdie again ever.
No, but I don't want to watch that either.
All right, well, we don't have to. We've done them now.
So that's it. We're done for Academy Award winning ones.
Let's hope neither of them become incredibly relevant.
Oh, wouldn't it be terrible if that was
it's just like we have to do an in-depth study of Ben Birdie.
To find out where he
Turns out that's the crux of all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Little Brother Rat, great episode, but didn't answer very much. And I think it's mainly because it's the first Sniffles one we've actually managed to watch.
Yeah.
And
it didn't add much to it.
It's not hard to reconcile with everything else, which are they're the juicy ones, where it's like they don't really fit.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed that. That was good.
Is there a low hum all of a sudden?
I think it's some car related thing, automobile thing. I'm helping out.
Good
trying
stuff.
to mask it. Oh, well, there you go. So next episode, I guess.
Okay, so we're back to some our good pink boy, Porky Pig, and his new duck friend.
Yeah, Dizzy.
Because Daffy's settled down. Dizzy Duck. We're again September 2nd, 1939. So, I mean, the double feature is becoming more prominent.
Yeah,
I mean, a few times now.
Yeah, I don't think this was ever one because somebody got out. I mean, it didn't seem
I didn't
like
see anyone get out.
No.
If it's anyone, it's that little owl.
Oh, I hope so. Woot, woot. Oh, I love that.
But yeah, we're going to watch Porky's Hotel, which is also September 2nd, 1939. Let's see what it's about. Probably his hotel.
I imagine. Do you reckon it's his hotel?
It says it's Porky's Hotel.
Yeah, but Porky says a lot of things.
That he does. So,
yeah,
with Dizzy Duck's back.
Yeah,
he's more irritating than he was before.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's like I can't focus on what he's saying.
No, he was a bit all over the place, and a bit more so than he was last time. But in Porky's Hotel, I'm thinking that Dizzy's there as part of the Pig Brother program, kind of worker placement.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
But that would lead us to believe it is. So
you wouldn't employ him, would you?
No, not without some sort of like scheme.
Yeah, some sort of like incentive. Isn't you paying them? So
Porky's looking young.
He was looking a lot younger, and his stutter was, I'm going to say, forced.
Forced. It was overdoing it.
It was laid on thick.
Now, there was something that happened in the Happy Rabbit episode we watched.
Yeah, with the Porky cameo.
With the Porky cameo that you put forward at the time, but we were just waiting to see how Porky's role in future panned out. Do you want
to? Yeah. So there was a big sign. The cameo was a big sign of Porky. So it was just a picture with Looney Tunes written above it. And then Happy Rabbit comes along, tears it up.
Yeah.
In sort of like a defiant way, as if like, right, that's out with the old and in with the new. I'm the new Looney Tune. Yeah. So I'm thinking that was basically their way of saying goodbye to the old Porky.
Yeah.
And bringing in the fresh...
Because they've brought in a younger... I think they've brought in a younger one. They've Matt Smithed it.
Yeah. We've seen an actual replacement.
It's very possible. I mean, it's odd that Dizzy Duck is just still with him, but maybe everything that comes with the role comes with the role.
Yeah. I think he inherits.
You live that role.
That life. I think it is like full method acting.
So you think Porky, as the Porky we've been following thus far,
I think
has actually settled down.
Yeah, with
Petunia and Killer's Kid.
I think he's taken the moral high ground and went, no, that I need to be an adult man now.
It's
adult man pig.
It's very much a possibility. It'll be interesting if we continue with this line to work out which number Porky Pig we were watching, because we already think there were at least two before him, right?
Yeah.
Because his dad very briefly for one episode before refusing to be involved.
Yeah.
And then his dad is the one
who was at the end.
Well, we think possibly might be the one that's at the end.
The farewell Porky.
That's all, folks. Yeah. Porky. But it could be a much earlier one than that, even. We don't know.
Yeah, very well could be.
Because we've been operating on the fact that we're watching Porky the third.
Yeah.
Possibly now the fourth.
Yeah.
But it could be even more than that.
Yeah, very well could be. Very well could be. But that was definitely a younger Porky.
He didn't. No neck rolls.
No neck rolls. He looked very fresh-faced, like very much the way we were watching him, like when we very first started. That's the way he seemed, but his stutter was... It was too much. It was unnecessary. But there was an old goat in that. Now, they kept referring to him as Mr. Gowdy.
Mr. Gowdy. We did think for a moment that
It
maybe
could have been Gabby.
Porky remained at his sort of diminutive stature, whereas Gabby possibly grew up. Because he came up... The last time we saw Gabby was after they made a fortune as oil tycoons, and now there's a goat turning up in a limo. But it hasn't been that long since then.
No, it hasn't.
It's only been like a year and a half.
But I mean, we don't know how their timeline moves. But I think he was too old.
I think he was too old, and like we'd have to. I don't know if Gabby Goat crops up again because I recognised Gabby Goat. And these are old ones, 1937. So I think Gabby Goat must.
Well, I hope so because I'd hate to think that was the last we saw of Gabby because they didn't do any sort of particular. Yeah. Thing for it.
But wondering, possibly, if we don't see Gabby again, it might be possible that it was a grown-up oil tycoon.
Yeah, but not mentioned in the list though. That was Porky and Dizzy, so potentially not. Because I mean,
there's a lot of things that aren't mentioned in the list.
Well, that is true, but you would mention Gabby though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but
because that goat had quite a prominent role in that.
Yeah, and also I just can't see Gabby Goat growing up to be that goat. No. It just doesn't add up to me. The stature's all wrong.
Yeah. I was just happy to see a goat.
Yeah.
In a limo. Because you don't see that often. Until today I've never seen that.
Yeah. Maybe a relative. Maybe he's looking after his folks.
Uncle.
In a big way.
Something like that.
Yeah. But so we think we might have witnessed a crossover to another Porky here. We'll have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, well...
Because it also might just be they get someone to fill in when he's having family day.
Possibly. Very possibly.
But
I don't. That Happy Rabbit episode definitely made it seem like it was.
They were getting rid of one.
Yeah, it was.
They're having a jab. They were almost annoyed. They were the producers were annoyed that Porky Pig's going, look, guys, I've got to slow it down. I can't be doing these bits anymore.
Yeah,
through the portal.
It's full time.
Yeah,
it was full time for them.
Full time, and look, I've got a kid.
Yeah,
I've got a kid to raise, and they were like. Do you?
You're putting us on the spot here. You're putting us on the spot.
Yeah.
We might have to give you some information you don't need.
Yeah.
Maybe he's fallen out with the producers.
Maybe they said, look, that's not your kid,
it's clearly not your kid. Look at it. Look at the science. He's evil. You're not evil.
Look at the science, Porky.
The science.
Yeah. So there's that to think about.
Yeah. No, I think we're seeing a new Porky. I really do.
Well, I mean, I think over the next 2 episodes, we might see some interesting things going on because we've got Porky solo episode next, Jeepers Creepers, and then we've got Naughty Neighbours, which is Petunia, Porky Pig, and Daffy Duck in a cameo.
Are they just going to put a picture of Daffy Duck up and that's it?
Do you think Dizzy Duck's going to come and rip down a poster of him?
Yeah, and be like, yeah, it's me now!
I mean, because we know ultimately it isn't him now.
No, it's not. Daffy definitely stays. But is it a different Daffy?
Well, let's watch Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
And then we might have to, depending on how that pans out, leave it on a...
Leave it a bit of a cliffhanger.
Bit of a cliffhanger about which Porky we're really looking at anymore. How deep does this go? This one does seem to be included on a DVD called Porky Pig 101, which I don't know if it's the... It can't be the 101st Porky Pig, so it must be some...
Look at what it says at the end there. First with 1939 to 46 Porky drum ending.
Right.
So new Porky Pig at the drum ending.
Oh!
Yeah?
Nah, this is supportive. It's good, because also, the other one that's on Porky Pig 101 is Porky's Hotel, which would be the first appearance of this new Porky Pig. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
We're watching Jeepers Creepers, September 23rd, 1939. Right. Well,
that was good.
We were onto something.
Yeah, we definitely were. That is definitely a younger Porky.
There's a younger Porky in the episode. They've told him to dial the starter back.
Yeah.
At the end, the drum thing, younger Porky, doesn't have the wrinkles, doesn't have the neck rolls.
No, so...
Well, doesn't have as much of the neck rolls.
No, not as much as they did in the episode just before.
Yeah, so I really think we've seen a Porky replaced.
I think we have. I think we've seen the full transition.
Yeah.
So
we're onto something. So we're now watching Porky the Fourth, at least.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is the episode that we watched with Porky and Uncle Sam, that was definitely a much younger Porky. So I'm thinking that was the screen test.
And they said you'll be playing young Porky Pig in an episode, and he was like, "Oh,
they liked him.
Gee willikers, is this going to be swell?" and they liked him. And then they go, "Okay, we can reveal to you now that this wasn't just a one-off episode where you'll be playing young Porky Pig.
Yeah.
We need someone to play the new Porky Pig
because this one's got
he's
family.
He's raising
killers.
His kid.
Quotation marks
again. Yeah,
that's definitely it. That is definitely it.
So that's pretty good. And even before the ghost stuff, so we've already decided that ghosts were a thing in this world, right? I think we decided that in the first Porky and Dizzy Duck episode.
Yeah, where they were at a...
He's sort of scared out of his skin, and then his ghost grabs him out the way of some trouble.
And pulls him back into a barrel, I think is what happened. So, because that was the one where he bought his hat.
Yes, yeah.
That was the famous hat episode.
Yeah.
His very expensive boating hat.
Yeah, I still reckon he had a boat.
I don't think he did. I think it's a very expensive boating hat. We didn't see no boat. We did see a hat.
We did see a hat, and only a hat. Yeah, but it's interesting because we've got a ghost in this episode, right?
Yeah.
So basically, new Porky, he's a police officer.
Yep.
Now, don't know what happened to the hotel. Presumably, someone came and did
out-hotelled him.
Yeah, out-hotelled him, cleaned up really nice.
Yeah.
Like,
that's nice. Out of the job.
Press the sheets.
Yeah.
Something fierce.
Yeah.
And he got replaced. He's a cop now. And yeah, he's called to go and investigate a ghost.
Yeah.
Just straight up. They just say it over the radio.
Go investigate this ghost. He said, did he say ghost? Yeah. Yes, I said ghost.
So but I don't think that was a did he say ghost, that's preposterous. I think it was a did he say ghost, I am scared of ghosts.
Yeah,
I accept absolutely to be a thing.
Yeah.
So the ghost's there waiting in his house. He's listening to the radio. He's presumably just heard the song Jeepers Creepers because he adopts that as his sort of like theme tune because it goes 12 o'clock and he goes, right, best get to my haunting job.
Yeah. So he is haunting is a job.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a job only ghosts can do.
Yeah. But like if you know ghosts are a thing and they're going to be around, like, because he's got stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It definitely seems to be like
he's
his house.
He's got to be economically factored in.
Yeah.
Even by the laissez-faire monkey government.
No, I mean, we haven't seen anywhere on the taxes like, death taxes.
Yeah, but he's got a house. Like, it's definitely his house. It's not like other people are living in the house and he's haunting the people in the house.
No.
He's in an old house.
Yeah, he's either found a rundown house and squatting, or it's just his house and he's just let
Maybe
it go.
they just let them out to ghosts.
So you got we've got dilapidated houses kicking about. Yeah. What should we do? Oh
well, until someone buys it up and builds something else there.
I suppose you may as well move a ghost.
Just house some ghosts.
Yeah.
You don't want them knocking about the place all the time.
No.
You want them coming out at night doing their haunting job.
Yeah.
Don't want them taking over the place.
No. You got to keep them gainfully
Not with that dog killing all those people.
No,
won't be able to move for ghosts.
No, there'll be ghosts everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So he's definitely got a job, but he's very ghost-like. So, like when we've seen objects or people becoming ghosts, they
look like the thing.
Yeah, but I'm thinking he's just been a ghost for so long that he's just
started to lose his form. He's started to sort of, not fade, but just like he just looked like a sort of weird.
Yeah, he's kind of lost interest in
ghost.
looking like what he used to look like, and now he's like, well, this is a lot easier for me because it takes less concentration to keep all those hard lines.
And it also, I guess, to an extent, probably broadens his haunting horizons.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, because if you were visited by, I don't know, it's like human ghosts, I would say, haunt humans, right?
Yeah.
Mostly, for the most part.
I'd say so.
Because they've got unfinished business.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, because you got, like, I don't know, I guess you got, like, ghost dogs and stories and things.
Yeah, you have done. But I mean, the thing is that there's nothing. A human ghost that looks human isn't necessarily scary unless they look like, kind of a bit dead, blood, bits hanging off, and it's like. Okay, well,
that's why they accessorise with chains and things all the time.
Yeah, so they really ham it up, whereas he doesn't really look like anything in particular. So it's like that's probably a bit more scary. And it's obviously easier to turn. But into also,
he can
things.
Pretty much disappear. We saw him sort of,
swirl into
nothing. Which I don't know. If you could swirl into nothing, you could probably swirl into just something. You could probably change his shape.
I'd have thought so. What I did find interesting was. When he was following Porky, he couldn't be bothered, so he just pulled out a pair of shoes, put a frog in each shoe, and then just set them off. So the frogs were hopping, and that's what was making the shoe walk. So it wasn't using any sort of toon power or ghost magic. He was just, standard illusion.
Yeah, because when he was creeping up on Porky as well, he just had one of those silverware dome serving dish things. And a spoon or something, and he was just going to make a horrible noise over his head. So he's just pissing people off regular style.
Yeah,
he's got a tremendous amount of respect for society's rules against toon powers, or at least the taboo that was in place. But maybe that's because it was even more severe at the time. Because we've seen the occasional toon power use.
Yeah,
and I think at some point it's going to become less taboo to use your toon powers.
I think so
in toon society, but. He's a ghost already, and has clearly been a ghost for quite some time. So he's of another generation.
Yeah, he's probably just
from a different time.
He's
from a simpler time.
He is from
when rabbits didn't didn't use their ears as a helicopter in polite society.
Yeah, that is true. So he does seem to have a lot of respect. And what is interesting is that they didn't play too much on him just hanging around. He was here, he was there, he just appeared in random different places. Yeah. So he wasn't just I'm going to be a ghost up in this place. He moved about a bit. It was quite good.
Well, we still think he was going to go out haunting.
Right. And then he just ended up...
But he was distracted. Porky turned up in his house, and it was just don't need to go anywhere then, do I? Just haunt this guy.
Yeah, how was he going to invoice for that, though? Because I'm guessing if he's got a job, he's got to clock in somewhere.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, not necessarily clock in, but he's going to have to. He's going to
invoice
sort out his billable hours.
Yeah, he's going to have to invoice somebody for that. Is he going to invoice the police?
I don't know, because they sent him to investigate, so it's not going to be the police.
No, that's true.
So that's something we need to find out. Who's in charge of haunting?
Yeah,
as a profession. Is it is there some sort of
ghost agency?
Is there some sort of job agency where you go and say I'm newly deceased, I'm still loitering about for some reason, presumably I've got some unfinished business. That's one of the criteria.
Yeah. Do you have unfinished business? Yes, I do. Okay. Do you know what it is?
Are you?
No. Okay, so you're going to be around for a while then.
Okay, I'll put that looking for permanent employment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full-time, part-time? Do you want to spend some of your time trying to work out what your unfinished business is?
Or do you want to spend all the time just trying to finish the business wantonly in all directions until you just sort of stumble across it?
I think one of the main things is that you don't go back to your house. The house that you lived in while you were alive. Because if you realise that your unfinished business is you didn't do the dishes, that's going to become quite apparent.
Well, I think if you realise that your unfinished business is
you haven't done the dishes.
Something there, then you probably sort it out pretty quickly. You wouldn't go to the agency, right?
Yeah.
But so the haunting is maybe a job for ghosts who have some unfinished business, but they didn't know they did, or they've got so much unfinished business.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
They've just got a massive to-do list.
And it's I'm not going to get all this done
Yeah.
without making some dosh.
Yeah.
I
need supplies to finish this.
I've got a lot of
one of them
business.
Trojan horse.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a job as a professional haunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something to think about.
Yeah,
we're on the lookout for ghosts. See what we reckon their current employment status is.
Yeah. Well, that episode gave us a lot more kind of outside of Porky Pig than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be very sort of like us talking about Porky a lot, but we spent most of the time talking about
the
ghosts and, billable hours, what they do.
Yeah. But it's because our questions about Porky were very like very easily answered.
Yeah,
because it was definitely
so
a different Porky.
Yeah, it was.
The drum. So it's always the previous Porky who comes out the drum at the end, with the exception of, well, it wasn't with his dad because they parted on like unhappy terms. Basically,
he basically
he never
really
established himself as Porky Pig.
No, it doesn't seem fair for him to do
back
like
to
one
farm.
episode and then get an endless job. But there again, I can't imagine his dad would want to be any part of it.
He doesn't want that bit at the end.
So maybe they did offer him the drum, and he was like, "No, I want nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. And I've got a farm. I'm going to do that."
Yeah. So that's about it for this episode. We've got so we're on our 4th Porky Pig.
Yeah, so it is a good place to end an episode, I think, like with the revelation of new Porky.
We're on a new Porky.
Wow.
Porky the 4th.
I'm happy we saw it.
But I reckon they consider it Porky the 3rd.
Yes.
I reckon they don't count his dad.
No.
It was
why would you?
Yeah. That's like someone who I don't know, maybe played Doctor Who, but only on an audiobook or something like that.
Yeah. He did a computer game version of it.
Yeah.
And it was a bad computer game.
Yeah. New Porky. Next episode has Petunia, Porky Pig, and Daffy Duck. So it'll be interesting to see. The Daffy Duck's just a cameo, but I don't think he's been replaced. I doubt Petunia's been replaced either.
I'd be very surprised. Which is weird that Porky's settling down and she's not. Actually, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by Petunia at all.
No.
Nah, not even a little bit.
But yeah, we'll find out in Naughty Neighbours next week. But yeah, that's us for today. So hope you enjoyed it. Tune in again next week for the Space Jam Continuum.
Bye. If you notice anything that we might have got wrong, or any comments, or you just want to say hello, or goodbye, or good evening, or good night, you can contact us on Twitter at TSJCommunity, or you can drop us an email at thespacejamcontinuum@gmail.com.